In this weekly condo market update, we're going to go through some condominium inventory numbers from the 1st of January to the date of recording of this video by bedroom number, some larger macro trends, and some prices. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Remax Realtron Realty Inc. back with another video for you guys here today. In today's video, we're going to go through another weekly condo market update, but before we get into that, as always, you can find my contact information in the description box with regards to my Gmail, my Instagram, my office information, and my TikTok. Feel free to go find me on the social media platforms and get in touch with me via my Gmail and contact information if you have any further questions about anything discussed in this video or anything discussed generally speaking. Furthermore, feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Your support in that regard is greatly appreciated, as always. Lastly, you can find the link to my newsletter in the description box. But enough of that, let's get to the point of today's video, which is another weekly condo market update. Now, I thought it would be interesting to break down, as I have in previous editions, overall inventory, and just to keep in mind, these are new listings, right? So not the total cumulative amount of condominium inventory available, but what comes on the market on a daily basis. And to do so, break it down on a line graph. Once again, I've done this in previous editions, but obviously we have more days now into the new year, and see what the trends are. Quickly put, the blue line designates the GTA area, red obviously Toronto, yellow and green are correlating to York Region and Peel. Off the bat, the most basic assessment is that during the weekends, those are the days where we see the amount of new inventory decline rapidly, right? So for instance, when we see, for instance, on January 23rd that we had 32 overall listings and 44 the day before, yet this was a rapid drop from 165, and thereafter January 23rd, it went from 32 to 140. Obviously, those are the weekends, right? There's less inventory that comes onto the market in the weekends, and we see this pattern repeated over and over again, with the spike typically being either Monday, where most people go on the market, including my sellers, right? Sometimes it's just the way it works out in terms of, going on to the market. And Wednesday. For instance, January 26th, the record thus far this year at 170 and above, that was a Wednesday. And unfortunately, since I'm new to making these types of charts, because these charts are made by myself and my own research and data, I'm not a professional yet. I forgot to include the 179 listing figure for that day. As you see at the end result, there's no number there right now for that peak, but it's 179. The other major trend we can derive from this is that inventory is very steadily improving into February. Now, all things considered, this is still a small sample size. But overall, in terms of the blue graph, GTA-wise, we see that the peaks tend to be a little bit higher and the weekend lows tend to be a little higher as well. But the increase in inventory is a little bit better illustrated with the red line. So not just overall GTA, but Toronto. There on a daily view, the increase in inventory, the overall trend line leading towards an increase is a little bit more visible, although still nonetheless very minute in nature. And with Peel and York Region, they have been pretty steady overall. As of the most recent weeks, Peel and York Region inventory numbers are pretty much, on par with what we saw, day 13, day 12 of January, whereas that's not the case with, obviously Toronto and GTA. And one other thing I must mention, the overall GTA line accounts for condominium numbers that are not in Toronto, Peel, and York Region, right? So for instance, what's left out from this chart is Durham and other areas. So that's just to address if you're a little bit confused as to why the Peel plus York Region plus Toronto numbers on any given day does not amount to what the overall GTA number is. As I said though, this is not a new chart. The only new aspect about it is that now we have more data, right? We have more days to consider. However, this following chart is something I haven't done it before in the weekly condo market update, which now we're breaking down inventory from January 1st to the date of recording of this video, which is February 8th, according to number of bedrooms for condominium apartments. So here in this bar graph, we see January 1st to February 8th of 2021 to January 1st, February 8th of 2022 in terms of the amount of inventory that came onto the market, broken down by number of bedrooms for condominium apartments. Here we see on all fronts off the bat that the period in question in 2021 yielded higher inventory results for all condominium bedroom numbers because frankly, inventory was generally higher, right? This even goes back to the previous chart, right? If we were to do a year-over-year comparison, as I did in previous weekly condo market updates, we see that 2021 numbers on a daily basis, on a daily count, would be higher. And that's not just for condominiums, that's for all property types. Freehold, semis, condominium townhomes, which are not included in this, freehold townhomes. Let me go quickly through the numbers here. We see the blue bar here implicating studios going from, in the same periods, of course, in 2021, 117 to 84 for one bedroom condominiums, going from 692 to the 630 range, and for the 1+1, as implicated by yellow, from 817 listings to around 732, and the 2+1 going from 364 to 338. Now, once again, I want to make clear these are listing numbers, not sold, right? These are not sold numbers. Don't get that confused. And would actually be interesting for maybe next week's edition for me to overlay the sold numbers onto this for obviously, by next week accounting for the additional days in between. Nonetheless, there was a few key takeaways I had from this. And these key takeaways are from the numbers. As I always say, you're probably tired of hearing it, the quantitative, in addition to what I'm seeing on the ground, the qualitative, working with buyers and sellers. It is not a coincidence that what I'm seeing on the ground, according to my qualitative, right? So working with buyers, working with sellers, and what I'm seeing according to numbers I derive myself according to my research, as is the case with this chart, numbers I see from other studies and data. It is not a coincidence that what is the most competitive right now I am seeing on the market is also what has diminished the most in terms of year-over-year inventory, which is in this case the yellow bar, which is 2 bedrooms. That's what I'm seeing. 2 bedrooms are the most competitive in terms of how many are going on the market for bidding wars, and how many are getting strong bully preemptives, how many are getting multiple offers, how many barely last on the market, less than 3 days, less than 2 days. That is what I'm seeing with 2 bedrooms right now. And this is mainly with regards to the city of Toronto as well. This is not to say, of course, that 1+1s and 2+1s are not also very competitive, because they are competitive, very high competitive. But if I had to give the edge over one of these, it would be 2 bedrooms. Put in different words, what has diminished most year over year in terms of available product is 2 bedrooms, and that is what's most competitive, because demand hasn't diminished alongside, demand has increased. Now, one other takeaway I actually have from this, and this is also in conjunction to what I'm seeing when I go through listing for buyers, meeting with sellers, is with regards to studios. Studios are the least competitive condominium type right now in the city of Toronto. Once again, overall, everything is competitive. Because overall there's an inventory shortage, interest rates are low. Because overall there's an inventory shortage, mortgage rates are low, there's a lot of demand, all the big macro things we've discussed. So of course even studios are competitive. But in comparison to the other 3, they're the least competitive property type that is currently on the market. Of course, that's with regards to condominiums, but overall, generally speaking as well. Anyways, that's Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate, Remax Realtron Realty Inc. As always, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay tuned, and yeah, thank you.